Storm, okay. Hurricane. He didn't show a hurricane speed of coming to class. So it's 4 years from now. As of that point, I'm looking at this late company. It's going to pay a certain dividends 1 year from. Remember, I'm 4 years from now. So now is 2028, right? This late company is going to pay dividends next year. Dividends 5 is going to be dividends 4 times 1 plus 5%, which is $4 times 105. So in year 5, we expect a dividend of 4.2, and thereafter it's going to keep growing at 5%. What's the role of dividends 5? As of 2028, that is the next dividend, right? So if you have a company that's going to pay an ex dividend and grow the dividends at 5% a year, value of that company 4 years from now, we know how to handle that. It's going to pay 4.2 dividends. Divide that by R minus G, which is 12% minus 5%. So 4 years from now, assuming markets are efficient, this stock should be trading at $60, or the value of the stock 4 years from now is going to be $60. So all I have to do is add the value of the early to the value of the late. I'm home, almost. Why do I say almost? Because this is a value that you're going to achieve 4 years from now. You cannot add the value 4 years from now to value now, because we have the value of the early company now. That apples to, you can think of that one is in dollars, the other is in Japanese yen. Okay, you can't simply add them up. You need an exchange rate, and discount rates provide you that. So discount this future value of the late company for 4 years. So value of late now equals value of late 4 years from now. And divide that by 1 plus your interest rate to the power 4. And so that would be 60 divided by 1 plus 12% raised to the power 4. 3813. Okay. Hence, value of company is equal to 716 the early company, 3813 the late company, 4529. Now let's kind of make this a little bit general. I'm going to go ahead and start a new Excel sheet. Okay. So let's put some of our inputs. discount rates. If only I could spell. Number of known dividends for, okay. So let's do this. Year dividends. I'm going to make this a relatively high number. If you have a pattern and you drag it down, Excel repeats that pattern. So I'm going to do it up to 100 years. I don't have to, but I feel like doing it. When it's your own spreadsheet, you know what to do. You can do whatever you like. Okay, for now, I'm going to put $4. Okay. I'm going to do some sort of formatting to let me know that which ones are known. Uh, Here's what I'm going to do. If let's do the following. Let me move this down here. Under home, conditional formatting, I'm going to say new rule, okay? And use a formula to determine which cells to format, all right? And I'm going to write the formula like this. Year is less than that plus 1. And I'm going to make this relative. If the year is less than 5, I want to have the background of this cell uh, to be green. Remember, greens are my inputs. That's how I do it. Fill, I'm going to have that dark green. For the font, I'm going to make it bold, bold italic. And I'm going to make that white colored font. Okay, okay. All right. And I'm going to copy that. Right click, I'm going to copy the formats. As you can see, the other years are not colored. If I change this to 6, that kind of tells me that those are the things I need to input. Of course, I'm going to make these green, white, and bold, because those are my inputs as well. Of course, I want to make that a, it's only two, only two. That means I got to get rid of these, right? And let's do R4. And Here I'm going to get first dividend of late period. I'm going to basically grab from that table the dividend for year 4. If I'm doing this once, all I have to do is manually look at it. But there's a little function in Excel called VLOOKUP, the V standing for vertical. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that number. Okay, comma. Where am I looking for it? I'm gonna pick a table. I'll make sure that I'll fix those next time I may need it. VLOOKUP does the search in the first column of the table you asked for. When you find a match, which column you want to grab? I want to grab the second column in this case. The last argument is, do you want an approximate match or an exact match? There are uses of using approximate match, and we're going to see that when we cover chapter 8. But for now, I want an exact match. So you write false for the last argument. So it immediately got me what I wanted. Of course, I'm gonna make that red and white and bold. Okay, and that's gonna be in dollar format. Of course, that's not the first dividend of the late period. That is the last dividend of the early period. But I'm gonna multiply that with 1 plus the growth rate. You know, if this was a problem with 6, and I had 5 and 6, it automatically gets me what I need. The value of late firm, first dividend of the late period divided by discount rate minus growth rate. But that's a value late firm later, not later, later. Take that later value, divide that by 1 plus the discount rate, raised to the power number of known dividends. Okay. I'm gonna, this is intermediate for me, so I'll make that purple. I'll make that hot pink, yellow, and maybe a bit bigger. Let's calculate present value of each, because we're gonna add them up. If